it needs few characters only. So I think now we can get on to the YouTube live.
Yes, ma'am. Notification has come.
Okay, thank you, Deepika. Now we can, I know 150 people we cannot fit in Zoom, but they can live watch on YouTube live. Okay. Hello everyone. Welcome to KHA Homeopathy Study Group webinar. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon and good evening. So nice to see many of you from different countries and different time zones. Before we start our webinar, we always thank Universe for giving us this great opportunity with small universal prayer Gayatri Mantra to receive divine blessings. Om Bhurbhuva Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yono Prachodayat. Dr. Deepika Balani, our car volunteer, will start the session.
Sure, ma'am. Thank you.
We cannot hear the audio, Deepika. Can anyone hear?
Ma'am, each and every setting is on from my side. I can try that once again. Please give me
Okay,
a
just try. If we cannot hear audio also, it's okay. No worries. I'm not able to hear. Okay, just sometimes it happens when we play external.
So have you been able to keep it on YouTube?
This short one, actually it might be there on YouTube, but it is lengthy. So we wanted to keep it 30 seconds. That is it. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Deepika. Just play, that's it. That's fine. Just 20 seconds, right? Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Myself, Dr. Deepika Balani, car volunteer, and I welcome our respected speaker, sir, Chairman and CEO, Dr. Kavita ma'am, all the other car volunteers, and all the attendees to our webinar. I would also like to take this opportunity to introduce car Homeopathy Study Group to all of you. Car Homeopathy Study Group Pro Bono was organized and founded by homeopath and humanitarian Dr. Kavita Kokunur ma'am. She is the president and CEO of KHA, Kavita Holistic Approach, and this organization was founded on May 5th, 2020. This study group is intended to be an offering from Kavita ma'am to homeopaths around the globe. Sharing goodwill and solid clinical work within the classical model are foundational principles for the KA. KA's mission and vision are very unique to inspire young homeopaths, mentors, and provide excellency for educational purposes using holistic approaches via the webinars, which are based on the principles of classical homeopathy and provide professional continuing education homeopathic credits for practitioners. We provide merit certificates for spreading the light of homeopathy around the globe. Dr. Kavita is a member of Coven Friendly Foundation, a non-profit organization that helps to serve poor people in greater needs in India. She is a nationally board certified by Council for Homeopathic Certification CHC and Achina CPD provider and serves as an associate editor for the Homeopathic Heritage. She is also a NASH mentor for North American Society of Homeopaths and lifetime achievement member of NCH, that's National Center of Homeopathy. She's a recipient of Martha Ullman Community Service Award by National Center for Homeopathy and Best Entrepreneur Award from Dr. N. Lingaraju, Principal of JSPS Homeopathic Medical College, Hyderabad, India. TANA, Telugu Association of North America, a prestigious organization honored and awarded for her selfless homeopathic and humanitarian services at Ladies' Night Out on October 2022, Michigan. Also, Dr. Kavita received the prestigious Legendary Homeopathic Award with joint hands of Honorable Health Minister Dr. Dhan Singh Rawat, Senior MLA, Mr. Harbhajan Singh Cheema, ex-director of Homeopathy, Government of Uttarakhand, and chairman of Homeocure and Research Institute during National Homeopathic Seminar, Homeopathy, the Future Medicine at Kashipur on 21st August 2022. Dr. Rajneesh Sharma, KHA advisor, and Dr. Shweta Singh, KHA chief administrator, KHA team were also recognized and presented with Legendary Homeopath Award at the ceremony. We are proud to announce that Dr. Kavita was honored as Woman of the Year 2023 from prestigious organization NATA, North American Telugu Association, USA. Dr. Kavita was also honored by renowned DTA, Detroit Telugu Association Executive Committee on Mother's Day at Michigan, USA, with DTA Community Service Award in 2023. She also received the Lifetime Achievement Award in 2024 by Homeocure and Research Institute Director Dr. Rajneesh Kumar Sharma, KHA Homeopathy Study Group, Kavin Friendly Foundation, in the presence of Chief Guest Dr. Shripad Hegde. Best wishes also from Homeopathy 360. We are extremely happy and proud that we celebrated 14 years of her book, Beyond the Limits, A Challenge to Prove Oneself, and her second book, A Dose of Spirituality with Kavita, has also completed 3 years on 22nd Jan 2025, and now one more year, 4 years now, which has launched in the presence of honorable guests of speakers, American Institute of Homeopathy, AIH President Dr. Alex Becker, and Council for Homeopathy, CHC President Dr. Sheetal Tiwari at a KHA webinar. At KHA's second annual celebration, our honorable guest speaker, Dr. Jawahar Shah, Chairman of Enlightenment Education, launched its audio version and hard copy. We have also donated over $1,500 to 10 to 15 charities within 1 year, which we have also listed on our website. As of now, we nearly have 600 plus recordings on professional webinars related to homeopathy, health-related topics, and inspirational talks available on our channel, Kavita Kukunur. This webinar is moderated by myself and other KHA volunteers. It's being recorded as we speak. We'll also take questions in the end of the webinar. And in the end of the webinar, we'll tell you how to obtain the certificates. Kindly mute yourself and turn your video off for better connections. Also, we have celebrated successfully a few days ago, 4th book anniversary of A Dose of Spirituality with Kavita. Now, before starting the scientific session, I would also read the Code of Ethics. KHA Homeopathy Study Group, Pro Bono, Ethics and Benefits. To be a KHA speaker, need at least 1 to 2 months of active volunteering. Only KHA speakers' themes are promoted in newsletters and webinars. KHA provides volunteering for 2 to 12 months, respects and inspires volunteers to grow. Active volunteers will be promoted through our website, social media, and added to our WhatsApp group. Articles of volunteers will be posted on our KHA website and newsletters, and will be sent for publication at other journals too. Volunteers and speakers are eligible for prestigious KHA annual awards. Volunteers are eligible for KHA inspirational talks. Volunteers are eligible for case discussions. KHA promotes homeopathic organizations as well as their mega events. KHA promotes great work of speakers through their book reviews. Honorable guests may propose their future courses or events after the webinar. KHA maintains a healthy and happy environment, so keeps only like-minded folks. KHA requests everyone to maintain the confidentiality of the group. For more details, you can visit our website www.kavitakhomeo.com. Over to you, Dr. Kavita ma'am.
Thank you so much, Dr. Deepika. She's our enthusiastic volunteer and manages activities with cute smile.
Thank you.
These webinars are for educational purposes only and should not misuse any of the course content without speaker's permission. Always seek an expert homeopath for treatment. Today, January 25th, 2026, we have our honorable speaker, Dr. Ajit Kulkarni, on very interesting topic which was not covered so far. Friends, concept of the ID, ego, and superego, and its integration with homeopathy. No introduction is needed to Dr. Ajit Kulkarni, but for those who do not know him, he is a renowned Indian homeopath, MD Homeopathy, Director, Homeopathic Research Institute Pune, a veteran homeopath, an academician, and a famed international teacher, co-author of Absolute Homeopathic Materia Medica, and 5 regional repertories: AIDS, diabetes mellitus, thyroid, hypertension, and trauma. He is author of Law of Similars in Medical Science, Homeopathic Posology, Kali family and its relations, body language, and homeopathy. There is so much to say about Dr. Ajit. His homeopathic Covidoscope, published by Amazon, Homeopathy Through Harmony and Totality, Volume 1 to 4, 87 chapters. Has more than 100 publications on various aspects of homeopathy, and many books were translated in several languages. He has received several awards. To name few: Award of Excellence in Homeopathy, Award of Homeoratna, Lifetime Achievement Award, and he's member of editorial board, National Journal of Homeopathy, Mumbai. And for more information, visit website www.ajitkulkarni.com. And he has already come on our web platform a couple of times, and we warm welcome you, Dr. Ajit, to our webinar. Over to you, please.
Yes. So welcome everyone. I am privileged to be here, and I want to share the screen. Please allow me.
Yes, please.
Yes. So we will begin all of our understanding today. Yeah. First slide, you know very well, very important that we are legally trying to understand homeopathy, to spread homeopathy. Kavita's platform is one of the best platforms in the world to spread homeopathy at a higher consciousness level. So we will begin now. Very interesting topic. Sigmund Freud. I visited his museum and his home 3-4 months ago at Austria, at Vienna, because I was so much involved with this great psychologist who presented something very unique. And I want his ideas to be integrated with homeopathy. Homeopathy has to prove that it is holistic. Yes, it is holistic, but you need to prove it. You need to augment the several scientific paradigms which become a part of application of homeopathy. By taking a big interview of 2 hours, you can be complete, but may not be holistic. So today, in a way, I presented a lot of creative ideas to homeopathy in order to understand the dynamics of holism of homeopathy. After body language, after monogram concept, several other concepts, correlation between Ayurveda, holism, many other concepts. You know, there are 125 alternative and complementary therapies in the world. Every therapy has its own way of understanding the human mind, human body, and diseases. So we will see today Freud's concept of id, ego, and superego, and its integration with homeopathy. So first I will deal with, you will find the id, then ego, then superego. In this pyramid, you see the basis is id. Sigmund Freud, the father of psychoanalysis, proposed a structural model of the human psyche consisting of 3 interacting parts of the mind, which make up our behavioral responses, which make up our personality. Our personality is an admixture of all the emotions, all the intellectual faculties, all the memories which we comprise of. Our genetic structure, our environmental stimuli, the effect of environment over us, all together make up our personality. So what is id now? Id is primitive instinctual component. Everyone is born with it. It is present from the birth. It operates on the pleasure principle. I want gratification. I want to fulfill my wish, my intention, my aspiration, my longing, my food desire, thirst desire, defecation desire, urination desire, sex desire. I'm very jealous and I'm abusive to the others because I take pleasure out of abusing others. Everything is based on pain pleasure principle. And everyone wants pleasure, no one wants pain. And people see pain within the pleasure also. Some people are opposite. They see pleasure within pain also. Some people say pain and pleasure are all you see attitudes of life, nothing else. Some say they do not exist. Very difficult, no? When they say nothingness is the whole life. And our Hindu Sanatan culture says that nothingness is the primitiveness of the humans. We strive for self-realization because we perceive nothingness. Unconscious, irrational, and impulsive also is the id when it is driven by the instincts. Nymphomania, excessive hunger, appetite increase even after eating. This is nothing but the instinct which drives a person. So it is the id. And no sense of time or reality. Instant gratification. It is like a child, no? Child is born with more id. He wants everything immediate. People are impatient and hurried. They want everything now. Many people want to be rich now. Within few seconds, they want to be rich now. Because they are driven by id. So id is nothing but, in very simple words, prerana pinda. Everything prerana related to will, drive, motivation, impulse, your desires in general. So this Maya is created out of id. The ego develops from the id. So which is the basis of the ego? It is nothing but id. The fundamental is the id. So ego emerges during infancy, around 1 to 3 years. Mediates between the id and the reality, operates on the reality principle. So id is close to reality. Ego is. Id is going away from reality. I want to be the Prime Minister of India. My id. The mind doesn't accept that. It is impossible. Just example. Conscious, rational, and adaptive is the ego. Balances instinctual needs with external demands. So ego is a balancer. Ego keeps control over the id. Otherwise, id may go haywire, wayward, impulsively in any direction possible. And ego defends against anxiety and stress. So uses defense mechanisms, repression, denial, projection. There are 13 types of defense mechanisms. I have a full presentation on defense mechanisms and homeopathy, which I delivered in many countries. So we can also have this platform of Kavita to present defense mechanism and its integration with homeopathy in future. So we have superego now, the third one. It develops from the ego. So ego develops from id. You see now, superego develops from ego. So the pyramid is complete. So it emerges during childhood around 3 to 5 years. Before 3 years, id is very strong. There are some moralities coming up, some control coming from the superego. Superego is called as a Adarsha Pinda because you have a judge within you who start working. Incorporates moral principles and values. I have to satisfy my parents because they are great. I have to follow worship of God because God is great. I must speak true and true always. So idealism. Conscience and moral compass regulates behavior, inducing feelings of guilt or shame. This is the consequence of the superego. If you do not control superego, if you allow the conscience to affect you, it go unlimited, and this may cause guilt. The best example will be understanding of the Aram group in homeopathy. Remorse is a good rubric for this. Another rubric is anxiety of conscience. Third rubric is reproaching oneself and reproaching others. Conscience at trifles. Your value system is operating here at a high level. It is so influencing that if you do a mistake, you feel guilty. So, superego allows you to be perfect, ideal behavior, may conflict with its pleasure-seeking tendencies. How the problem comes up? Id may be strong, superego may be strong, they could be conflict with each other. One impulse coming from the id says, drink alcohol. You have been drinking since morning, but my body wants it more pleasure. And then superego comes out, you are wrong. The conflict creates, patient starts feeling depressed. So he consumes alcohol more. Very simple example. Type A personality, described in psychology. What is this? Very highly ambitious. What is this? Id. So very highly ambitious person doesn't know when to stop. When to stop is difficult, no? When the life is running at a speed. So interactions and conflicts. This is very important for a homeopath to understand and to study and to come with the remedy. Come with the selection of the rubrics. Id-ego conflict. The ego mediates between the id's demands and the reality's constants. But ego will be always affected by the influence of the id. If the id is coming from two sides, very difficult for the ego to function. Ego is like a driver, no? He's not a owner. The car, Mercedes car doesn't belong to a driver. It's just a driver. Payment, salary every month. And two people are sitting in the Mercedes car. The male owner says to the driver, move to the right side. The wife says, move to the left side. Whom to follow? This is a conflict. The driver knows I have to follow one of them, right side or left side. This is the conflict. He knows very well Mercedes Benz doesn't belong to me. I am just a driver. This is ego. Ego, superego conflict. The ego tries to balance the superego's moral demands with its instinctual needs. Actually, this is very important to understand. Superego sometimes is very good, like ego, to control it. But superego can go into pathology. And the ego balancing is not possible. This is the conflict. So dynamic equilibrium will be the three structures interact, influencing each other to maintain psychological balance. And this is our life, minute to minute. We are guided, influenced by these three. Are you able to see the picture, the pendulum? The ego has to go to the left side, to the right side, or to keep the balance in between. Pendulum must be in the middle. Difficult. I will present this in a different way. For the first time, I am presenting this not only to homeopath but also to the psychologist in the world. The energy concept being applied to Freudian structure. I have to write a big article over this, but no time, but I will write it. Okay, so the first one is instinctual energy, the primal libidinal energy. These are the words by Sigmund Freud. He tried to understand this energy of the instinct in the relationship with the libido, with the sexual energy. And that became a central issue of discussion with Freudian psychology. But the concept is that not only the sexual energy he presented, but people took it at a very exaggerated way. The same happened with Osho, Rajneesh. However, some of the concepts of Freud were very much attached to the sexual libido. And therefore, many contemporary psychologists like Jung, we call it, they separated from Sigmund Freud and developed their own schools of thought, which I have also integrated with homeopathy. So the id is powered by libidinal energy, life energy, and aggressive impulses, death energy, thetanos. Very important, no? To the mind, to the id, he applied the word energy. When Hanuman applied the same vital force, vital principle, vital energy, everyone started criticizing homeopathy. But when Sigmund Freud called id the mind as instinctual energy, no one criticized. This is travesty. This is conflict. This is conflict between id, ego, and superego of the modern so-called scientific people, pseudo-intellectual. So the id has a energy type which is raw, unregulated, impulsive, akin to kinetic energy without direction. So we have potential energy which becomes kinetic. This is our life. So we become dynamic human entities. If we have only potential energy, we are lying or sitting over the sofa, over a chair, doing nothing. We are potential. You say like a scooter, which is not in motion. A teenager is tempted to cheat during an exam. The id urges him to copy from a friend because it promises immediate gratification, a good grade, without concern consequences. So in id, remember, there is much more impulse urging to do something for immediate gratification. So id person is little concerned about consequences. And this is a major issue with id. If you look at the life at a larger things of life, terrorism, fundamentalism, violence, casteism, backwardness, superior, inferior, all these are coming because of gratification, sometimes immediate, sometimes chronic. See now, in the larger perspective, if you try to understand id, and how this knowledge is very important for homeopathy, which is all embracing, which is social, which is physiological, which is pathological, which is biochemical, which is human. And can you separate human from the society? So this knowledge is fundamental to a homeopath. So ego is a mediating energy, which you could call as a rational energy. The ego functions as the rational part of the psyche operating on the reality principle. So there are 10 gene pans, ego tells to the id. Why you want 11th? No, don't spend money. Spend money on some good things. Are you wearing 10 Genes now. Out of 10, how many genes you are wearing? Show me. I can show you. 4 genes are there in your cupboard without being worn by you for the last 3 years. This is the language of the ego. But id says, it is my business. I will go by my instinct and by my money and by my extravagance nature. So the ego mediates between its desire and the superego's moral constraints. Energy type control, regulated, similar to a thermostat, managing the flow of heat to maintain balance. It is like a, you see, thermostat. Very important, no? Hypothalamus. So ego is hypothalamus of the mind. And we have hypothalamus in the brain for thermostatic functioning. The teenager feels the temptation to cheat, but now he considers the consequences. Maybe getting caught, feeling guilty, the parents may hit, parents may have to go to the jail to bring him back from the jail. जमानत के लिए पैसा देना पड़ेगा, सब आ गया अभी consequences. The ego weighs the risk and decides to rely on his own knowledge, albeit reluctantly. Why? Because id is very strong. माया का प्रभाव बहुत ज्यादा है. Priorities win for humans. अभी मुझे समाधान चाहिए. The philosophy of Freud and the philosophy of Bhagavad Gita are not different. Sattvic, Rajas and Tamas. Are you able to see 3 divisions of the mind? They are like id, ego and superego. Only modules are different in a structural way, not in a meaning way. They are the same. The superego represents internalized societal norms and values. So I am a person who will follow the social rules. I will not marry intercaste. Unless I worship God, I will not come out of my home. At 10 o'clock today, there will be sun, there will be moon, I will see. Until I see the moon, I will not take a drop of water. Even I will not allow my children and my wife to even drink a drop of water. Are you able to see now how sublimation occurs out of superego? In fundamentalism, in terrorism, this sublimation works. Are you able to understand this? So energy level, energy type in superego, potential energy held in reserve, representing the constants and ideas imposed by external and internalized standards. Standards are not only external. External may build up something internal, very strong. Or they could be innate dispositional characters of a human being, which again take the input from the environment. And the drama of life goes on based on degrees and levels of id, ego, and superego. Each one represents in his unique way the degree and the level. So the teenager recalls his parents' teachings about honesty and the potential shame of betraying those values. This moral energy prevents him from acting on the id's impulses. So superego help not to do the copy in the examination for the teenager. Application of energy interactions, overpowering id leads to impulsive, reckless actions. Person is addicted to narcotics, to alcohol, to several addictions which are not known to us. A person becomes reckless, careless, carefree, and lands into huge troubles. because he is not concerned with consequences. Dominant superego results in excessive guilt or rigidity. I am talking not about it. I am talking about overpowering it. I am talking about dominant superego. There are some people who feel guilty of everything because their dispositional character, innate character is guilt. So results in excessive guilt or rigidity related to obsessive compulsive neurosis. Balance ego maintains healthy functioning, negotiating between desires and morals. The teenager is, you see, already this example has been given by me. A simple now case to understand more. Workplace conflict, very common nowadays. The scenario is as follows. An employee faces criticism from his boss. Okay, boss is boss. It feels the urge to shout back or quit impulsively. Raw energy of frustration and anger. Screaming like stramonium. Or urge to swear and curse and abuse like anacardium. Like I said, Nakswamika, talking in such a prickly way, insulting to the others. Staphysagadya will also come here. Ego calms them down, reminding him of the importance of keeping his job and planning a rational response. So what ego tells to the id? Calm down. Don't be so frustrated. Don't be so angry. You have a job. What will you do if you are jobless? Now AI is coming. You will sit at home. It is said that in India, 5 crore youths will be jobless within 3 years. So, be calm. This is ego language. Superego. Encourage the employee to reflect on his own potential shortcomings and approach the situation constructively. So now, superego helps the ego to control, to balance. In this case, the ego channels the energy of the id into a controlled, socially acceptable response, while the superego ensures alignment with the moral and professional standards. This is a healthy response. When this healthy response is understood in life, there is health. When you go on giving the response which is exaggerated, either of the id or of the superego, and ego cannot balance, the psychopathology develops. Very simple. Okay? How the energy types represent the functions of the Freud's, you will find analysis model. Kinetic energy, this is its active impulses. Okay? I want to eat jalebi now. Intense craving for food. Kinetic energy. Chemical energy symbolizes the biochemical basis of the instructional drives. Hormonal surges related to libido or fight or flight responses. Adrenaline rush during fear or sexual attraction corresponds to the its instinctual chemical energy. Romantic love, thermal energy, reflects the heat of passion, aggression, or raw emotions that emerge from the id. Feeling flushed with anger when provoked. The whole body becomes flushed and angry. Do you know even the eyes become red, not only dilated with anger? I have written extensively over anger. In my volume number first, you will find in Harmony in Totality, I have written over anger as an emotion. Yeah. Mechanical energy represents the ego's role in managing the system's energy to perform purposeful actions. It converts the raw energy of the id into control, goal-directed activity, disciplinized, orderly, So this company is very good. Everything is discipline. And this company, chaotic. Okay, so this is electrical energy. Then I have a lot of potential energy, magnetic energy, radiant energy, gravitational energy. All these concepts are related to id, ego, and super. So I will not take a big issue now. Just one example to make it more clear. There is a student, big examination tomorrow, and he wants to watch the football match today. So kinetic energy coming under id urges the student to turn on the TV for immediate pleasure. Chemical energy, dopamine drives the desire for entertainment. Serotonin, dopamine, adrenaline, chemical energy. Now there you go. Mechanical energy balances the urge to watch TV with the need to study. So what say? You study also and watch TV also. This is ego. Electrical energy weighs the long-term benefits of studying over short-term pleasure. So ego thinks in a long way and id thinks in a short way. Magnetic energy, superego, pulls the student towards societal and parental expectations of hard work. Oh, I wasted 15 minutes. I feel very guilty now. I must stop television. I'm very guilty. I'm very guilty, you see. So he suffers from guilt complex, if it is severe. Gravitational energy imposes guilt if he chooses to slack off. Outcome, the student might compromise by studying for an hour before taking a short TV break, demonstrating effective energy management by the ego. Sometimes it doesn't work, no. You have to study at least 3 hours tomorrow to pass. And if you have spent 1 hour in football watching, then 2 hours are lost. This is the problem. Okay, so further aspects in the relationship with homeopathy now. Okay, I will go with this energy concept. You understood it very well. So I am not going to give you more trouble, philosophical. Human behavior arises from the conflict and the resolution of energies. These all energy types are available within us, physically and mentally. Sometimes the body says something and mind says something. Why? The energy patterns are different. They do not coincide. They cause opposite directions. Body says something, mind says something. So this all interplay of the energies together is our life. And this is the concept of holism in homeopathy. Why homeopathy is a holistic medicine? Because it tries to restore all these types of the energies which are doing havoc at the level of mind and the body and the tissues and the organs and the nerves and cells and vascular and everything. And homeopathy, through the law of similars, try to restore the balance with the help of ego, with the help of superego, with the help of id, which is being diminished with homeopathic remedy. I had a very interesting case of a boy, 12, 13 years of age, very much pampered, very rich, and he was so extravagant, you can't imagine. And this was a big problem with the parents. The case is from Europe. This celebrity family came to me and literally told us, do something. I took the whole case and found a very interesting remedy, Varieterum album. Extravagance. We have conium as extravagance, lachesis as extravagance, calcera fluoricum, sulfur is there. With varietal album. Indeed, believe me, extravagance was less. This is homeopathy because it is a human medicine. Okay, so I will not go into the deep understanding of this, only how it aligns with homeopathy. Freud's concept of mental conflict aligns with energy transformations. The repressed desires, potential energy may manifest as anxiety or neurosis, kinetic energy. This aligns with homeopathy's view of dynamic energy in health and disease. So Freud says the same thing Hahnemann says. But we are not studying Freud, so we don't understand this. Homeopathy is grounded in the philosophy of the vital force and dynamic energy. It emphasizes treating diseases by stimulating the body's self-healing capacity using potentized remedies. Again, energy. With potentized medicines, we become energetic transmission of the energy. Some medicinal information of pathogen action being transmitted beyond Avogadro's 12C. So what is the core philosophy of homeopathy? Illness arises from an imbalance, disruption of the vital force. The remedies restore this equilibrium by aligning with the individual's energetic state. And similar principle means a remedy resembling the energetic pattern of the disease can stimulate the healing. Natural, irrefutable, fundamental law of similes. Okay. Yeah. At practical level, these concepts could be understood at three levels: diagnosis, therapy, and several examples of the life. In diagnosis, we understand the imbalance at the psychic level. All three are defined very well. The degrees of levels each one brings in the life are understood very well from a homeopathic standpoint. So you are in a better position to diagnose. Then comes therapy, psychoanalysis, transactional psychoanalysis. You understand something deep, unconscious conflicts, reparation, separation, exploration of a good interview, and you explore something out. Something is uncovered. You allowed the repressed emotions to flow. Catharsis occurs. A patient with anxiety neurosis undergoes therapy to express repressed anger, latent energy, converting into constructive behavior. If a daughter-in-law is given an understanding that your mother was being treated badly by your mother's mother-in-law, it's not necessary that you will get the same treatment after marriage. Your mother-in-law could be very kind-hearted. But if this education is not given, training is not given, you know what happens in the family. Very simple, common example. Energy concept in homeopathy also is the same. Physical, emotional, and mental states. We understand the totality. An example, a patient with insomnia due to overcrowding of thoughts, kinetic mental energy, might need coffea cruda, which aligns with the symptoms of mental overactivity. And you know now, just apply Freudian concept of superego to coffea cruda. Coffea cruda is a remedy listed for 3 marks under remorse. Remorse means excessive guilt. So what is the main cause of insomnia? Overthinking, overcrowding based on guilt. So superego dominates and the patient becomes a victim. Okay, so this is a synthesis of Freud, energy, and homeopathy. This is my deduction after the study of Freud. Both Freud and Hahnemann, the concepts of Freud and homeopathic concepts, they run parallel. They run rational. They run scientific. And therefore, this study is very rewarding for a homeopath to process the data. Okay, so this is all about this issue. Now I have given a very simple example of chronic migraine due to stress. Freudian migraine may be a somatic expression of a repressed psychic energy, maybe unresolved anger, maybe anxiety. And therapy would focus on uncovering and resolving these unconscious conflicts. Energy perspective, migraine represents a disruption in the balance of energy. Homeopathic approach, a remedy like Netramul may be selected if the totality matches with emotional suppression, grief, or unresolved interpersonal issues. Same language, same theme, a little bit words and sentences are different. So integration and insights. Freud, energy types, and homeopathy share a fundamental, foundational belief in dynamic equilibrium. Health and well-being emerge when energies are balanced and flow harmoniously. Let us take epilepsy. Let us take hysteria. Electrical energy. The potential energy becomes kinetic, then becomes electrical energy. So we say epilepsy is an electrical disease of the brain. Integrating these perspectives can lead to a holistic approach to treatment, addressing both the mental, emotional, and energetic, physical dimensions of it. Okay, so I will not go into the further elaboration. This is too deep. I have already gone with this. This is a very important slide, rubrics concerning id. Mind, ambition, ambitious, money for. And id, you will find a person may behave like a child. No, I want 11th gene. Even a 60-year-old man can say no. So sometimes id makes you childish. This is the 11th rubric. Mind, talking, talk childish, laughing childish, behaving childish. So several greeds, several selfishness characters, materialism. Id to kill, desire to. Upvaratram album, up alumina. Alumina patient has seen a knife and he wants to kill a person. What is this? Id. Impulse to kill. So these are all rubrics which I collected, which are related to id. Yes, it's a big work. And you have a filter, 18 rubrics. And you will find here the filter gives you naxwamic, arsenic, sulfur, pulsatilla, platina, calcarea, lyco, lacacis, sepia, causticum, mercury, natrum, hyoscyamus, taphysagria, phosphorus, veratrum. All these remedies are driven by id. And there is silica here. Very interesting, no? What is silica? Silica could be alcoholic. You will wonder how a very diligent, honest and person can be alcoholic. Yes, he maintains his integrity. He maintains his honesty in the life. And he maintains in honesty also in consuming alcohol. This is, there is a big rubric, no? Materialism. Are you able to see this rubric? 19th number. This is a basic rubric to understand the id. Now, we are entering into now correlation with homeopathy through repertory, through mathematics, through examples. So we are ready to now accept what Freud did. So I prepared this rubric. So I prepared this rubric with 689 remedies. Yes, it's a big work, and I can give you many, you see examples why I have included this. Let us take, for example, China. Why China is present in EID rubric. China is very creative, like a discoverer, scientist, inventor, many ideas, Harry Potter, many ideas of the novel, of you see some exceptional ideas, maybe working in AI, with so ideas we can't understand. Fascinating ideas. And ideas are very important, no, in life. So China is for it. And China is totally driven by the id, by the impulses to do what he wants to do. I had a patient from Fulton near Satara. She wrote 30 books. Great imaginations. And I took her interview. She had a brain stroke with paralysis. She was talking, her Marathi was so nice to listen, you see. Very appropriate words. I was enjoying. She showed me her books, her poems. So I took the interview. I was very happy to meet this woman. She may be around 58, 60 years. Then, as I usually take the interview from the other people, I started asking son, other relatives, and everyone came to one conclusion that she is extremely selfish. She is totally inconsiderate of others. She just wants food, her desires to be fulfilled. She will not pay attention to anyone, to the children, to the grandchildren, nothing. So this selfishness, this self-indulgence, with chili patient, with the stroke, hemorrhagic stroke in the brain, China is hemorrhagic. Very fascinating ideas and imaginations. I put her on China with very good result. You see how the remedy can be selected once you understand everything. So this is a rubric, EID. Okay. Whenever the EID is dominating, we have to select the remedy. Examples of EID. Very common remedy is sulfur, impulsivity and urging. Under the rubric impatient, under the rubric impulsive, under the rubric selfish, under the rubric materialism, you will always find sulfur for 3 marks. Bursts of anger or desire and difficulty controlling his impulses because ego doesn't help more. Engage in behavior that seem reckless or overly self-centered, driven by an intense need to express his personal desires. So selfishness. Sulfur is primarily concerned with self and is inconsiderate about others. He wants to fulfill his need in a reckless manner. What is mine, and what is yours is also mine. Very difficult. Ever demanding. The world revolves around me. So I am at the center. Nucleus is the word. Rebellion against societal norms. He will follow his own norms. Unconventional, non-conformist, opposite Kali group in general, except Kali Brome and Kali iodatum. Aram is opposite. I will follow the social norm. Idealism. Emotional intensity, the id is not concerned with consequences, which can explain sulfur's tendency to act from a place of extreme emotional state. Being selfish, when he is charged, he can be very emotional. But in his emotional charging, he can be abusive. He can be shouting and screaming. But there is no kindness, there is no consideration of the others. This is called as emotional selfishness. People who say that you must love me unconditional. So who becomes selfish? The one who does unconditional love or who expects? Very serious question. Now, Varatram album, you see vegetable sulfur display extreme mental and physical behavior with characteristics of chaos, extreme feelings, and overwhelming desire. So from sulfur now we go into an area of insanity, of chaotic state. The entropy has gone out of control. The thermostat, hypothalamus, ego doesn't work. Uncontrolled behavior. Driven by compulsive need to achieve, but also prone to self-destructive behavior. And this extravagance, I would want, and want. Extreme impulses and self-sabotage. Monotomy is strongly related to its extreme desire for gratification, but it often becomes chaotic and maniac. This is volatile. So the energy, the potential energy becomes kinetic, and then it becomes totally relentless, uncontrolled. So it goes beyond reality. Insanity means unrealistic world of a insane man. So Varatram reflects the more destructive side of the id, where extreme urges can manifest as compulsive behaviors that may lead to self-sabotage or emotional breakdowns. This is the reason why you will find under the rubric panic attack Varatram album with cold sweating and the forehead more. Wants to jump from the window during an attack of panic because he becomes unrealistic, depersonalized. This is the energy of Varatram. Tell me, types of energy help you to define, no? Help you to understand Materia Medica, no? Is Materia Medica only listing of symptoms? No. Each homeopathic remedy is a structure inside. We need concepts to understand that. We need concepts to understand the phenomenon. We need to understand the cause and effect merged together in the totality of expression through the provers of different varieties. So homeopathy without structure, without concepts is chaos. This is a deep structure of universe. Are you with me? Homeopathy is nothing but universal laws being followed. Physics, chemistry, universal laws. Relativity, Newton's laws of motion. All laws of, you see, scientists are involved in homeopathy. Uncontrolled urges, yes. Ever demanding nature. Parents are now exhausted. Psychological chaos. Now let us see the difference between sulfur and varietal alba on the background of Freud analysis. This is very interesting, no? You are not only comparing the symptoms, no? Like grass, like robbers, like Phillips fight. You are with some base of comparative study of material. This base is very important. While talking in the morning at one side and while talking in the evening at other side is a symptomatic comparison. We now need the comparison at the level of personality, at the level of structure, at the level of fundamental understanding of the psyche and the body, where the universal principles which are laid down are clearly exhibited in your study. So both sulfur and varietal reflect its unchecked impulses. Sulfur in a more creative, passionate, and self-expressive because he's a scientist. He's a man of ideas. Whereas Varatram will display the destructive and chaotic potential of the id. Just chaos, just terrorism, nothing creative. Kill many people. So what? Can you people the world? No. Sulfur tends to express the id's desire for individuality and self-expression, often disregarding conventional limits, while Varatram is more about power struggles, compulsion, and a deep sense of existential chaos driven by unchecked urges. The opposite party wants to kill the one who is in power. No? And one day you have a news, he was killed. No one knows how he was killed. Okay, this is all understanding. I can give you a lot of examples. Hyosamus, Nux vomica, lachesis. So I say thank you to you. This is the first presentation where id, ego, and superego are integrated with homeopathy. Now I will go for another very good case for you to explain. And then we will have question answer with you. Yes. I have cases of id, ego, and superego, 3 cases, but we can't complete them. So I will present today only one case of, you see, id. Very interesting case. Yes. 75-year female, housewife. Pain in the knees, osteoarthritis, swelling, stiffness, 6-7 years, worse, double worse since 5 months. Swelling more on the right side. Don't jump to lycopodium immediately. Stiffness with wooden sensation. Pain beginning of motion, better by continued motion, warm application, rainy weather. Don't jump to the stocks. Thermostat, ambithermal, aversion, milk, dissolved sweets. Again, lycopodium, aversion milk, calcira carb, aversion milk, natrium carb, aversion milk, laccan, aversion milk, also sepia, desired milk, staphysagrilla. Menopause at 47 years. Hepatitis, dengue in the past, father marked infarction, asthma, daughter psoriasis, son is asthma. Yes. 6 years ago, my husband passed away, leaving me with 4 daughters and 2 sons. Big family. Presently, all of my children except my youngest son are happily married and deeply engaged in their busy lives. Very good. My youngest son has experienced a divorce, adding to the complexities of our family dynamics. So he is concerned with the youngest son. Consequently, I find myself living in solitude these days. This is now very important to understand what is happening to her. When I grapple with loneliness, I speak solace by visiting my younger daughter's home. She is the only solace. All others are very busy. Id dominates them. Ego doesn't help. Superego is out of question. Everyone is engaged, and our patient is alone at this old age. My interactions with my other children are limited as they appear to be preoccupied and less attentive to my well-being. This is a story, no? There is, you see, one child out of, you see, 5 children today who feels abandoned. In contrast, you will find it is my younger daughter who has a caring and supportive presence in my life with whom I frequently connect. Only one choice. So you will find how many children she has. Oh, 6 children. Only one. 5 children governed by id. I consider myself a devout woman who regards my home as a holy place. Oh, will you regard your home as a holy place? Otherwise, you will see what will happen. Others must worship the holy place now. I was deeply troubled by the fact that my younger son was in a live-in relationship with his girlfriend, which I didn't approve of. My relationship with my younger son sold after my husband's passing. In his will, my husband left our home to my younger son because the husband was more loving the younger son. And I decided to challenge the will through legal means and with the assistance of my younger son-in-law, who happens to be a lawyer. I successfully won the case and had my younger son removed from the house. Are you able to see the willpower of this lady at old age? She went to a pleader. She won the case. She defeated the younger son, got the property back. I used to visit my neighbors, but now these visits have become less frequent. Unfortunately, they do not value my presence. So the whole issue is my presence, my value. Give me value. This is also id. This is emotional selfishness. Pay attention to me unconditionally. When the romantic love is there and one wishes unconditional love, it becomes a selfish love. During my childhood, I was mischievous. My father used to reprimand me, very strict one. Mother submissive. I grew up in a family of 3 brothers and 7 sisters. Again, big family. Many of them now reside in small villages. Their socio-economic status doesn't align with ours. So we are superior. Jealousy has also strained our relationship, leading to no contact with any of my siblings. I was arrogant during my childhood, perhaps because I was the youngest. Not because she was youngest. This is her innate dispositional character. You are born with arrogance. Due to challenging economic conditions, I had to discontinue my education early and enter into marriage. It was only after a year after marriage I discovered that my husband was a widower with 2 daughters from his previous marriage. So she was cheated. Betrayal. Previously, when there was no television, no mobile phone in the hand, you see, it was difficult. No? Now people have become more open. You see. Previously, this was possible. She comes from 2 generations before. So these 2 daughters of the husband from previous marriage were residing with their maternal family, and I never met them. Why? Jealousy. You deceive us. You deceive me. How I will meet these people? However, ever since that revelation, I have harbored intense feelings of anger and hatredness towards my husband, stemming from betrayal, anger, and sadness. Now the psychopathology came up. There was even a point in the past when I attempted suicide, impulsiveness. My husband didn't appreciate me and it often felt as though no one in the family truly understood me. So, delusion appreciated, she is not. A longing for emotional love, impulsiveness by attempting suicide, she was safe. I consider myself a saint with no worries to speak of. Now, what is this? If I start understanding myself as a saint, although I am a very small human being, what will happen? You see, I become unrealistic. Are you with me? And I always say, when you go away from reality, you are likely to suffer from illness. Mental, physical, ego, superego, everything. When you are 5 feet 4 inch in height, say, yes, I am 5 feet 4 inch, not 3 inch or 5 inch. Do you agree with me? This is life. But we don't want this realistic life. We have a mask, you see. Id ego and super ego are nothing but masks. Because the whole purpose of this understanding is equilibrium of life. Health is nothing but peace within and without. The harmony, the pendulum, the health. And disease is nothing but oscillations, going away from equilibrium. What the daughter says about the mother. Mother said she is a saint. My mother comes across as a dictator rather than a loving mother. This is true reflection. Daughter knows her very well. My father was emotionally close to all of us and was quite submissive. Throughout her life, my mother constantly blamed my father with hurtful words. Why? Because he betrayed. He married with me and didn't inform. This was the main issue with her, to be hatred and anger towards husband. I made a promise to my father that I would take care of her, and as a result, she is now on good terms with me. So it is the commitment of the daughter that she is taking care of the mother, not because she is loving, because of the promise. So when this daughter will also not doing anything, who is looking after our patient? And you know, the description of the daughter, she is not a loving mother. So she was unable to give any level to all the children, to the husband. To whom? Nothing. She is a self-indulgent woman concerned with her id. And once you become saint, everything is you see possible for you. So you can behave in this, that way, you become saint, you see. Daughter says she is very self-centered and materialistic. She is highly focused on her appearance and regularly attends events like Rotary Club gatherings and kitty parties. This is her life. Throughout the life, she did the same thing. She didn't pay attention to children. She consistently criticizes my sisters and brothers, asserting her superiority over all of us. This is the problem. So once you become superior, every other one becomes inferior. Then contemptuous behavior begins, which is expressed as censorious, blaming others, fault finding, reproaching others. She has displayed moodiness since a young age, and I recall many instances from our childhood when her mood would sour, and we, even at the tender age of 7, had to prepare meals. What daughter says. In the evening, we have come, we are very hungry, we were in the school, then on the playground, and mother will say, at 9:30 p.m., her mood change. I will not cook today. What the children will do? They will do something, eat and sleep. Are you able to see the woman now? Are you able to see the mother? But I will like to see a human being. Mother is mother. They are born out of relatives' reproduction system. I always advise, look at your relatives more as human beings than as relatives. Then you understand why your relative behaves in this way. He behaves not only because he is a relative. Fundamentally, we have to understand his human being character. So daughter's perspective, very big one. This is a very big case. I want to make it short. Emotional detachment, lack of compassion, even cruelty. This is daughter's description. And she will follow her own path without a regard for the other. This is selfishness. So independence and self-reliance, assertive and determined, sacred home. Why? Because you become big, no? because she now able to perceive herself as a potentially defiling. As the younger sons live in a relationship I don't like. So in my sacred home, this younger son was something as a crime. He's a criminal man in my sacred home. Are you getting the idea? The anger to go in a court against the younger son. How he threatened to destroy my sacred home. The purity is polluted according to the patient. The concept of sacred is the patient's perception, and she is attached to it out of her cultural and religious perception and feeling of greatness. So resentment and unresolved emotions related to anger and hatredness towards late husband. These are led to long-standing emotional turmoil as evidenced by the suicidal attempt in the past. Strange self-image. Delusion that the father's success was solely due to her luck. Oh, great delusion. It requires no money. Despite the daughter's assertion that the father's achievements were a result of his hard work and dedication. Yes. And what the patient says, oh, I'm a very calm individual. How I can be angry because I am a saint and I have no worries. This is a delusion. Because of the feeling of greatness, it overshadows. Okay, so this is all what you have seen. Analysis using Freud's concept. So you have id in the patient. You have expression of the id at many levels, which we have described at the ego level, at the superego level, sacred home ideology, religious devotion, sense of duty, then unconscious guilt, and this is her concept at id level, ego level, and the superego level. Exclusively related to this case, not general understanding. And then the conclusion is this case reflects a complex interplay between id, ego, and the superego. The tension between these forces contributes to her authoritarian behavior and strained relationships. Her self-perception as a saint contrasts with the daughter's view, indicating suppressed moral conflicts and unresolved psychological tensions. Do you understand the psychoanalysis based on Freud's concept? This is the repertorization. Delusion, great person she is, selfishness, contemptuous, hatred, unfeeling. This is cruelty. Then we have sweet desire, milk aversion, rainy season aggravation, and we have clipboard 2, exclusively related to the local sectal totality. Extremity stiffness needs, pain needs motion beginning, wooden sensation, and pain needs motion continued. And we have sulfur, lachesis, arsenic, platina, lyco, naxomica, netramul, pulsatilla. Additional rubrics, mind betrayal elements from mind striking, kicking, betray him those who remedies and differentiation between these all remedies. I have differentiated at large. I will show you this differentiation. Sulfur, then platina. The key differences between sulfur and platina. Are you with me? Aspect, primary driver, behavioral traits, defense mechanisms, conflict, social orientation. So we had a big opportunity to discuss the comparative study of the Materia Medica at a deep analytical level because of Sigmund Freud. Are you with me? Are you understanding that this concept is very useful for a homeopathy processing of the data? We took a good case, but we do not give time to process the data. And our students, unfortunately, are not trained in analyzing the data. Homeopathy is based on analysis, evaluation, synthesis, and then prescribing totality. Every step is rational, logical. Final selection, platinum metallica, display pride and superiority, emotional numbness, emotional coldness and detachment, anger and resentment, mood swings, delusions of grandeur, and the repression of guilt. This is the reason why home became a sacred home. This is the reason in this sacred home she becomes a saint. Because she literally tortured the husband throughout the life. So this is again the platina and the concept of the Freud. Are you with me? This study is very important study. This study gives you an understanding in a far better way that beyond the symptoms, there is a personality. Beyond the personality, there are concepts to understand the psyche. So this is the reason why I work over the psychological modules of different psychologists in the world to be integrated. This will appear as a book in future. We are working over this, maybe a part of the harmony or maybe a different book on psychological modules and homeopathy integration. Okay. So with Platina, she improved a lot. At what level she improved? This is very important. No? She improved at many levels. This is the final selection. These are the reasons of the selection of the Platina remedy. Treatment Platina, daily 1 dose at bedtime for 5 days, then Saclac. Follow-up, the patient was kept on the schedule of posology for over 6 months, and patient showed improvement in all criteria. Now, what is the big criteria in this case? How we can reduce this greatness feeling and consequently then the saint feeling. Her saint feeling is for own pride. She is not a considerate, holy saint, kind-hearted. This is just a delusion which comes under a big rubric, I am great. So you have to understand her behavior and everything. And when you analyze this case from all the standpoint of the Freudian, you will find Platina matches very well. So this is all about this case. I'm with you now to answer to your questions and answers. Yeah.
That is amazing, Dr. Ajit. And Dr. Deepika, you want to take any questions? And please, participants, you can put it in the chat or you can unmute and speak.
Ma'am, there's only one question. Participants are requesting that if it is possible to share the PPT with them. So that's it.
I'm sorry, I will not.
Yes. Yeah, for privacy reason. Yes.
No, it is not private. If it is published, already I will give you, but it is unpublished. But
Right.
I will tell you, I assure you, because I'm publishing this in National Journal of Homeopathy within few months. And after publication, I will send you not the PPT, but the original text in PDF form. Surely, I have no problem. I have no
And we will
problem in
share.
giving this data. Yeah, yeah.
And until then, they can watch the YouTube, and no material has to is copyright. Like they cannot use it anywhere else without the speaker's permission, just in case.
Yeah.
Sure. The next question
So,
is, sir, does psychotherapy help or only homeopathy?
No psychotherapy. Such cases require psychotherapy. This is not a psychosis case. This is coming under, you see, behavioral problem. So this case needs psychological counseling every time, repeated psychological counseling. But you know, in psychological counseling of these so-called VIP status people, you must tolerate their VIP status. This is the first condition. If you become contemptuous to their pseudo VIP status, they become drop. This is one thing. Second thing, you have to also give them the feeling that you are also a VIP. You are meeting a expert homeopath in the world. So this is not what you have to say, but you have to create an environment so that she starts believing on you. These are the people who are always in a state of contempt of others. You are inferior. So they are ready to call you inferior also. And if they think you are inferior, there are the dropouts. So at two levels, you have to bear, tolerate. To tolerate pseudo VIP status is difficult, no? But in such cases, if you want adherence of the patient and no dropout, you have to say that you are a VIP. Gradually push your remedy and just give psychotherapy where she is not disturbed. She wants to see that she is blossom beyond self. Are you getting the idea of counseling? There is life beyond you, which is much beautiful. You have not seen, you have not entered into it. So we will allow her to enter beyond self. Now she is immersed in the dirtiness of self. Are you getting the idea? But you know it as a physician, as a psychologist. And your work is to heal her by trying to understand that the life outside is a paradise. Just enter and you will find. So this is a psychotherapy. In the psychotherapy, the other thing is that you have to give time to her. These are the people who think they are great people. So they don't like if you are picking up a mobile, if you are talking with someone, if you interrupt them, so they don't like. So give them the status of a great VIP person because your duty is to heal the person. Okay, so psychotherapy was given to her, which was also very helpful to her. There were some confrontations also in between with this lady, and she wanted to look at everyone through her lens only. This is a big issue of id. Id makes a person more materialistic, more self-oriented. Okay, so Agarwal says that yes, you have an experience in the my patients. Correct? You are right. You are. How could you differentiate lachesis and in the platina? I have already answered this question in my PowerPoint, but I will tell you in lachesis, more irrationality is present than platina. Basically, because lachesis is a venomous. So the venom is expressed through hurting others, by torturing others, by abusing others, by being jealousy with others. And there is a less guilt with lachesis and less feeling of being not appreciated. Platina, if you look at the rubric, abandoned feeling, not appreciated feeling, you will find platina, but you will not find lachesis. Because in lachesis, he goes by a travel route. Thought becomes a passion, passion becomes an obsession, obsession becomes a compulsion, compulsion becomes a behavioral action. This is the arrow of the behavior of lachesis, where there is no rationality being present. Latina is working at a different level. If you give value of a VIP status to Platina, Platina is happy. Lachesis may not be happy. These are some of the differences. And Lachesis is little concern about the ego and also the superego. These are the differences. Okay.
And we will take, yes, Dr. Ajit, and we will bring you back again And I know we are running out of time, but can we take one more question?
Yes.
The next question says, sir, in this case, difference between aurum and platina, please differentiate and help with Nicolum also.
Okay. Okay. The first thing very important is the aurum is totally governed by the superego, which even suppresses the id and the ego. The id is not without moral constraint. In aurum, the idealism plays a very vital role. Again, the honesty and the commitment are much more marked in aurum. Aurum may sacrifice for this purpose. He may give less value to the self. The problems of aurum are more of self-depreciation rather than self-more valuation. Do you understand this difference? So aurum is standing at a different location. The position is superego. And that superego internalizes to cause guilt in aurum. So aurum and platina stand at a different polar opposites in many cases. This is very important to understand why aurum is committed. This is basically because he wants to prove that he is a man of worth. So he is suffering from worthlessness. Worthlessness is a very big theme in psychology. It is existential field of operation of a human being. Everything, anxiety, panic, guilt, everything, every emotion, when it comes at the level of the existence, it is a big, big problem. So you have to understand these all issues which are very important. So this is all about aurum and about the platina. About Nicolum, I will tell you, this is not a remedy which is you will find fully proved. However, in Nicolum, you will get more impulses, even hysteria and epilepsy. So there is much more impulsiveness coming from the id, which goes on manifesting in several convulsions, spasms, pains, then fibromyalgia and many other complaints physical. At the mind level, nothing is static, stable, stabilized with Nicolum. Nicolum may be quite changeable in mood, like Ignatia, can contradict others. And Nicolum, by that way, is not very strong in pushing herself in the light. In the life, that particular energy which comes from the id is not so strongly available in Nicola. Yes. Okay, so now I take your leave. Thank you very much.
Thank you
This is
so much.
Sir, just before that, we would really appreciate that ma'am wants to give you the certificate.
Yes, and
Represent.
we will bring you definitely back, Dr. Ajit. And today's session is really wonderful. It's more enlightening. Ego and superego and the scientific reasoning and the spirituality and integration with homeopathy and the remedies. That this is very important topic and very unique and the need of the hour. So many thanks to you,
yes.
Dr. Ajit, and we would like to take privilege to honor your gracious presence and for your precious time in sharing your knowledge and wisdom with our study group team and all the participants with this certificate. Kindly accept.
Okay, yes. Okay. Thanks
Thank
to everyone.
you.
Be
And
happy.
one, just if you don't mind, can I just will take one or 2 minutes to announce upcoming events? Is that okay, Dr. Ajit? Just
Yes.
1 minute. Okay. And our next webinar is on February 7th at 8:30 p.m. India time and 10 a.m. Eastern on another interesting topic from warts to abscess and the miasmatic expressions in homeopathy by Dr. Archana Kade, and pelvic floor and low back importance of posture and stress correlation with the Dr. Saile Pate. we also do monthly once online meditation sessions through Ka Miraculous Minds. So we just had it yesterday. And before we forget, I would like to tell about Dr. Ajit Kulkarni's message at our book, A Dose of Spirituality, which we have shared, The Healing Within and Knowing the True Self. That was a wonderful message that was there in our book, A Dose of Spirituality. Thank you so much. And we thank each and everyone, all the participants, for their continuous support, and our CAST study group team, sincerely thanking them for without their support, we could not have made all these activities. And today we have many CA volunteers: Dr. Deepika, Dr. Mamata, Dr. Richa, Dr. Rajanish, Dr. Archana, Dr. Sakshi, Dr. Deepa, and many more. And thanking once again each and everyone. And they can stay tuned to the website as well as to CAST study group email for updates in the webinars and meditation session. Thank you. And Dr. Deepika, you want to end the session, please?
Sure, ma'am. With due regards to you and sir.
Thank you all. And do
Yes.
for the certificate, please take the screenshot of today's. Only people who have joined live, they will get the participation certificate. So just take the screenshot and email us caststadygroup@gmail to receive certificate. And once again, thank you so much, Dr. Ajit,
Okay.
and everyone.
Okay.
See you all again next time.
Bye-bye.
So I need to